Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to review this National Geographic rock tumbler. It's the hobby edition. Watch till the end if you want to see how it works, and also for information on the second batch that we are now currently running. I actually already used it once. Here's our first batch, but don't let this deceive you because this is bullshit, okay? So I read a lot of the reviews on Amazon where I ordered it, and a bunch of people were saying how their rocks were not shiny, and they followed the steps like they were supposed to, blah blah blah. But a lot of times, a lot of the bad reviews on different products is because of operator error, the person not doing it correctly, even these people claiming that they followed the directions to a T and such. So I thought maybe, because there was plenty of people that loved it too. They didn't specifically say that their rocks were shiny, but they loved it and it worked, and so on and so forth. But anyways, I could not get them shiny. I had to buy something a little extra, and we'll get into that in a second. So first of all, I've run this thing for a month, a little over a month, and it still works flawlessly, so that's good. It comes with everything you need. Your wall plug just plugs in the back there. It comes with this little net here, and it comes with basically a starter kit. It has 4 different grits. You start out with more coarse grit and work your way down to finer grit, and then the polish that did not polish the rocks for me. And that's it. It's a one-time use only, and then after that you will have to buy refills of the grit and the polishing medium and such. So I did follow the directions to a T. You can see right here with the first stage, 3 to 5 days. Second and third stage, 6 to 8 days. And the fourth stage, 7 to 10 days. And I did the maximum of each one of these steps. I did the maximum amount of days because I thought maybe that was the problem, was people were like, wow, that takes forever. Yeah, you're going to be tumbling your rocks for like a month. So I thought maybe they're doing the minimum amount of days, and maybe that's why they didn't turn out the way they wanted. But that is not the case, because I did the maximum amount, and the rocks, they were super smooth, but they didn't have this high gloss shine to it like you see on mine now. Okay. So after a little bit of research, basically found out that the polishing stuff that this comes with doesn't really work, and you're supposed to use aluminum oxide, I believe it is what the pros use, and also to get some of these ceramic filler pellets. And I did that. I ran it for a week with that in there, and some of this, actually all these ceramic pellets you see here, because that's all the rocks we ran. It was just basically a big handful, and that's what they look like now, except for I did one extra step. Most of these were pretty shiny. Most of them came out pretty shiny, but there was a few of the ones that were harder, like these ones here, that weren't quite as shiny. Like you can see, it is now, it's shiny. See the glare on it. Ivory soap, specifically ivory soap. It's 99% actual real soap, no chemicals and crap like that. I guess the chemicals they put in most modern soaps can eat away at your rubber barrel there, and just something about this soap, they call it burnishing. It gives them an even better polish. And from what I researched, you just run it with some soap there for a few hours, and that's generally all you do. If you run it too long, it can take your polish off. So that's what I did. I ran them for a few hours. I think it was like 5 or 6 hours, and they came out shinier. Especially these gray ones here, they weren't really that shiny, and now they are. And then these are actually, besides this crystal one here, these are granite that I found at a creek, and we threw in there knowing that they were harder stones. I wanted to see what would happen. And these darker ones didn't really polish up all that much, but these red ones turned out nice. So the red must be softer, I guess, even though they're both granite, because they have a pretty nice polish on them. So these darker ones, I would have to run them longer, I guess. Also, forgot to mention it does come with a little rock starter kit. It comes with a little baggie of rocks to tumble, and that's all these right here is what came with the kit. These were the granite and quartz that I found at a creek that we threw in with them. So like I said, it ran flawlessly. It made them super smooth, but it didn't give them that high gloss finish, so I had to buy some aluminum oxide and ceramic pellets. Ran them for another week. So I ended up doing like 5 stages because I didn't get the results I wanted. But now I will be back to 4 stages, and this is the stuff that worked. So I went ahead and bought plenty of refill to make plenty of batches. And so now I'll be back to 4 stages, except for doing the soap for a couple hours. This whole kit I got on Amazon as well. I think it was like $30 maybe. But this is the stuff that actually ended up giving me the polish I was looking for with these ceramic filler pellets. Also, there's a rock we forgot. So, like I said, I already used this thing. So now I'm gonna start a second batch actually, and I'm gonna do mostly granites and a ruby that my friend gave me. And there's a little sliver. We're gonna see if that survives. Ruby is 9 on the hardness scale. I'm not sure what granite is. Probably like an 8. I really don't know. I just know it's a lot harder than most of those. So, and they're also bigger. Really, I should not put anything quite that big in here. So I'm not going to quite fill it as full as I would if I had smaller stones to polish. See how it turns out with the ceramic pellets. I'm going to run it longer because I want to see how well polished granite will turn out. And then we got this ruby in here also. I don't know how well that's going to polish because it's really hard. And here's some quartz here. I'm going to see if this will basically just grind away to nothing, but we'll see what's left of it after I'm done running the granite. I got those washed up because here's a whole box of stuff we've been finding at the creek. A lot of these are too big like that. It's way too big. I'm going to get a bigger one later to run these, but a bunch of rocks we found at the creek, most of them granite, so I'm going to do that and see how they turn out. So anyways, it worked. It comes with everything you need for one batch. Comes with the rocks, comes with all the grit and the polishing medium, except for it doesn't really polish them to a high gloss finish. So you're going to need some aluminum oxide and little ceramic filler pellets if you want it to turn out like this. So I'm going to start doing a few rock tumbling videos here and there and rock hounding videos and whatnot on the channel. So the second batch I'm going to be recording step by step. I'm going to probably create a some kind of rock themed playlist. So a month or so after this post, I will have the results from these up under my rock playlist I'm going to add to the channel. So to use it, take your drum, follow the instructions for filling it up with the grit and the water and rocks and whatnot. Then you put this piece on like this. You got to make sure that rubber lip goes around it. That's what'll seal it. Press it firm all the way around. It's still kind of wet because we just pulled it from that other batch. And this piece goes on like that. I try to get it even on all the way around. I usually press it down a little more than that, and then lock it on with this. Nice and snug to where you're not going to have any leaks. Then you just plug it in. You can set it for however many days you want it to run, and then turn it on. And it'll run by itself, and it'll count down day by day by day, and then stop once the time's up that you've set it for.